the facility live in New Orleans, getting ready for Super Bowl 59. We are on Bourbon Street. We got a desk full of champions, Shady. Shady has found
I'm a trying to find a Cowboys. I can't find them. It's like they don't come to Super Bowls. Cowboys don't even show up Super Bowls no more. Like Patriots.
Hey, well, you know who we could find? A former teammate of Shady McCoy, myself, Chase Daniel, a two-time Super Bowl champ, was on the Eagles team their first Super Bowl. Malcolm Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you got yours on too.
I know you think I was kept staring at you. I'm looking for that gator, man.
It's all good. I come bearing gifts though. You can't come to New Orleans, be on Bourbon Street with a little bit of bourbon. You know what I mean? So I launched this. This is with Kinsey Distilling Company in Philadelphia. We did a special edition Malcolm Jenkins bourbon, single barrel, specifically for this Eagles run, commemorating this great year, bro. And obviously what we did back in 2018. So yeah, I came for this, so y'all enjoy it. It's a little project.
Shady.
I know you don't drink.
Straight to the head. I need more one. I know.
You saw me slide it this way. We'll get some more.
They don't share.
Go ahead, share, brother. I appreciate y'all.
I don't know how good it is. I'm letting you know.
Yeah, let me know.
Hey, Jink, you won 2 Super Bowls, obviously. You won a Super Bowl with the Saints your rookie year, if I'm not mistaken. You won what's wrong, Shady?
Hold up, man. Hey, you in there, though. I know where we at, but I don't hear him all day. He come up here and talk about championships, and he wants to hear that. That's the Saints fan.
Hey, when you think about the Eagles and the team they have this year, when you see the Eagles, what do you like about the Eagles, and are there any weaknesses? Because you know the Eagles as well as anybody.
No, I think they don't have any weaknesses. I think their defense is playing really well. They got a lot of young players that usually, are your kind of Achilles heel, but they put them in position to really succeed. The offense, when they stick to their formula, running the football, controlling the game, and then opening up things late in the game, it's a complete team. Yeah. And I think that's what you've been looking for from this team specifically. Is more about their leadership, and they've persevered through all of the adversity they've had this year, and they're showing up really on fire.
You were on the Eagles Super Bowl team that beat Tom Brady, greatest of all time. Bill Belichick, some would argue, greatest of all time. Eagles are now trying to beat Patrick Mahomes, ascending to becoming the greatest of all time. Andy Reid, some would argue, the greatest of all time. What was your recipe? Because you were a captain on that team, a leader on that team, the safety on that team. How do you go into a game when you know you're going up against the GOAT, which the Eagles are, you know you're going up against the GOAT coach, which the Eagles are? What's the mindset? What's the one thing that you had to focus on and the Eagles need to?
Yeah, I think you're going to hear all of the hype about the GOATs and all of that. But, Peyton Manning was the GOAT when we beat him in New Orleans in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is the GOAT when we beat him at the Eagles. Now. The whole thing is you got to show up not caring about who it is, right? It's not about stopping these quarterbacks. They are who they are. They're the GOATs for reasons. But in this game, it's about winning. And really all this defense really needs to do, they're not going to stop that offense. They need the key stops to take a couple possessions and play a complete game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles that have to beat this team, not just the defense, not just one player. That was always, our mindset when we went in to play the Peyton Manning and the Colts, when we went to play Tom Brady and the Patriots. It was get one stop on defense, take the possessions away, and on offense, we obviously got to do what we got to do, special teams, but it's going to take a complete team effort to get this win.
It's crazy, man, because so we competed a lot, right? And one thing I always respect about Jink, though, is when I played against him with the Saints, he had that dog in him. He wasn't scared. I started talking, and he talking to everybody. I said, okay, he ready to play. And then we were teammates in Philadelphia. He had that same type of attitude. And you spoke about the GOATs. I want to just talk strictly about Patrick Mahomes, right? How would you defend Patrick Mahomes? Because Tom Brady's a GOAT, and you took care of that. You wasn't worried about that. You talked about Peyton Manning. You took care of that. But Pat's different from them dudes, because I played with Pat and I played with Tom. They are different, 2 GOATs. How would you defend Patrick Mahomes?
I think the biggest thing is you got to keep the big plays at rest. And they do a good job. That's not just down the field, but that's tackling in space, right? And I think he's going to do what he's going to do. So don't get frustrated when he's completing passes and making plays. But deep in this game, when you get to the fourth quarter, the biggest thing with him, he's going to take over the game with his legs.
Yeah.
And that's when he really puts stress on the defense. You're tired. Your pass rush has been there all day. You may be stopping receivers. But when he starts to put it on his back, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have to weather those storms and tackle in space and limit those big plays and see if you can survive, in a tight game.
If you're Steve Spagnuolo, Chiefs defensive coordinator, and you're going up against the vaunted Eagles attack, obviously you got to stop Saquon, you got to stop AJ, you got to stop Devontae, you got to stop Goddard, you got to stop Jalen. How would you play this Eagles team if you're Vic Fangio? Are you pressuring Jalen? Are you putting the ball in Jalen's hands? Because it seems like they're going to get their yards and not slow you down. Just got to keep them out of the end zone.
Well, I think the tough part is if you allow Jalen Hurts to get running early in this game, it's going to open up the entire offense. And if I'm the Eagles, I'm putting the ball in his hands and letting him keep it on those zone reads early in the game because that's going to force you to bring those safeties down. Then you start to loosen up some things for Saquon. When you start bringing more people in the box, then it completely opens the back end of the field for you to throw late in the game and get those explosive plays that you're going to need to keep up with Kansas City.
Makes sense.
Well, Acho, glad you're here because he got another defender because usually
Being on the defender.
Hey, I see his chest out now too. Like y'all talk now, that's how defenders are. Why is this Eagles defense so good? Because it's not a lot of star power. You talk Jalen Carter in the middle of the defense, and you talk maybe Slay, but it's not a lot of star power. What makes this defense so good? You're talking about 17 points a game.
Yeah, well, I think you underestimate them. I think just because they aren't the stars of the league, I think if you look at any of their statistics, they are completely stars. Put them up with anybody in the league. Zach Bond has played better than anybody on defense in this entire year. C.J. Garner-Johnson is a guy who's a staple in that back end who can make plays. He's their energy.
Yes.
You got Cooper DeJean and young guys playing in the slot, phenomenal. And then so when you add that on top of their defensive line, they are a complete defense on every level. And I think they've had injuries and been able to continue to execute their scheme and be who they are. I think that travels well. That continues to be well for this team, and it's what they need. When you have a running offense, you need a defense that can win games, that can take the ball away, that can bring energy to your team. And they've done that week in and week out.
I was at the Super Bowl you won in Philadelphia, and there was a moment I feel like that completely changed the trajectory of the game. Colvin, roll that play, because I want to know, did you go in looking for this moment, and do the Eagles need to find a moment?
Oh my God.
There's plenty of moments.
Oh, this right here.
Watch it.
Wow!
Night.
Hold on.
Watch him this angle.
Is he alive?
Hey, you didn't cook him.
Is he alive? Is he still here?
In these games, you got to keep your head up.
Is he still? Look, what did I tell you before he got here? I said, yo, about to hit. What did I say?
Say it.
I said, dog. Well, you remember that hit Jink put on, what's his name?
Brandon Cooks.
I don't know how he's still walking. Like, did he finish that game? No.
He did not finish the game.
Now, we know you were Eagle. We get it. We all understand that, right? We get it. But I got to do my job and ask you this. How would you stop Saquon Barkley, though?
Yeah.
If I'm the defense for the Chiefs, and everybody says, we got to stop Saquon. They all say that. Yeah. So you get in the game. Mike Tyson said, everybody's a plan so you get punched in your mouth.
Right.
It's like, oh, my God, what do I do? So I want to ask you, how do you stop the best offensive line of football and the best running back?
I don't have that answer.
Okay.
When he first came into the league, his very first game as a Giant versus Eagles, if y'all find that highlight, he done jumped over the whole defense, juked everybody, trucked everybody. I'm like, this is the best running back I've ever played, and this is my first game playing against him. He's literally one of those guys that can just do everything. You don't come in the game thinking you're going to stop him. And if you do, you're really sacrificing probably the rest of your defense and putting the rest of your defense in a disposition to try to stop or disadvantage.
I played with you. You're one of the smartest brothers I know. Yeah. You write books. You got alcohol. I need to go to history now. You got alcohol. Come into the game. You and Spags hanging out, right? And you're doing the game plan. How do you try to stop him? Because saying that ain't enough for me.
I'm going to give him all the cliches. I'm going to tell my defense, hey, you can't have one-on-one tackles. We need to swarm to the football. We need multiple people there. That's really what it's going to be. It's going to be effort to the football. If you ever give him one-on-ones, it's going to be a long day. So as a defense, one, you got to swarm to the football. And then obviously, if things are getting out of hand, you have to put more people in the box. You got to give your opportunity to get some negative plays on first and second down, and hopefully they'll abandon the run. But I heard you talk about it earlier. They'll still run it on third down. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's one of those things. Saquon will get his yards. He's going to get his touches. Is how do you limit him early in the game take away those big home runs, and then you've got to have an answer for him late in the game when he starts to wear your defense down.
So make sure you heard that. He know. So make sure y'all put a little money on 100 yards for Saquon.
You're a two-time Super Bowl champion. We asked Kyle Van Noy earlier in the show about just the hidden gems of Super Bowl week because it's a long time since they played the AFC Championship game, the NFC Championship game. We all know this. What is something that you're trying to focus on as a player when this game gets so close? Because the game plans are already in, everything's like that. How do you stay focused? Because the whole world is watching, bro.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing is to stick to your routine, right? Like this is Thursday, so we should be talking third down, red zone, and that's it, right? You try to get back to what you would be doing if this was week 1 in Philadelphia. And that's really the hardest thing with all of the fanfare. You got tickets, you got family, all of these things. But if I'm a leader on either of these teams, I'm telling everybody that this is just the same routine that we're used to. Today is third down, and we'll focus on that and that only.
So like Sean Payton, obviously you won it. We won it together in 09, and then Doug Peterson, correct? What were some of the just nuggets? Do you remember any nuggets Super Bowl week, especially Sean Payton, that just stuck with you through your whole career?
Yeah, Sean said, we showed up that week. Had never been there before as an organization. And, sometimes they tell you, like, act like you've been there before. And we remember playing the Colts, and they were buttoned up. Them guys have been there multiple times.
Remember
we were
Sunday
not.
night?
So we were ourselves. Every year, Sunday night, we all got in trouble. We were late the next day. But that's what we did all year. And so the best thing coming into these games is to be yourself. Whatever got you there, your personalities, all of that, don't try to change and clam up now that the stage has gotten bigger, the lights have gotten brighter. Be yourself and let your personality shine.
And it's here now, right? Last week was a tough week. Hey, getting your mamas, your daddies, and everybody here playing to you. Once this week started, it's here now. So now it's back to the football, it's back to the basics. It's here now.
Jake, what else you working on? Because I know you always doing something. Obviously, like Shady said, you wrote a book. You got a brand.
You got a cup, Shady?
What else you working on right now?
And my passion right now is in business. I'm doing a lot. And my biggest thing is with athletes. I want to empower athletes. We work really, really hard on our craft, our body to make it, work. And most of the time when it comes to our money, we take a passive seat, right? So I want athletes to be just as active in their sport and their body as they are in business. And so I'm starting, I started athlete franchise partners as I've built my own legacy in business. I'm always trying to carve out opportunities for other athletes to learn and obviously participate. So that's really what I've been doing through Disrupt Foods, Disrupt Sports, investing in sports teams, and then franchising with athletes franchise partners.
I love it. Hey, one of the best dressed man in all of sports, television, everything. That's Malcolm Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.